Notes for my July 2026 reading of Bed and Breakup by Susie Dumond. Today is Thursday, 23 July 2026 AD, and here I, Tanis Shaker-Hers of Seattle, talk through my book and reading notes for my July 2026 reading of a book about a duo that return to a property they have, an inn, to rejuvenate and focus on art and fine dining careers, the property, and each other. Bed and Breakup by Susie Dumond, 2025, the Dial Press edition, paperback, ISBN in the video description. I started the book on Wednesday, 15 July 2026, and finished the book on Tuesday, 23 July 2026. It was 335 pages through the acknowledgments section. It took me 7 days of reading. I read 30 pages Wednesday, 15 July, 30 pages Thursday, 16 July, 13 pages Saturday, 18 July, 47 pages Monday, 20 July, 70 pages Tuesday, 21 July, 60 pages Wednesday, 22 July, 85 pages Thursday, 23 July. So the book is about two women, Molly and Robin, a couple married but were living apart for 7 years. They move into their business, the Hummingbird Inn in Arkansas, hospitality industry, as each recalibrate their career as well as their relationship with each other. Molly, a woman, artist with local projects in line. Robin, woman, down and out chef. And so the relationship progression is they met, they fell in love, they got married, then they spend and they had the Hummingbird Inn, and then they live apart and they pursue their careers separately for 7 years, and then they move back in, and so they're in the Hummingbird Inn. It needs some repairs and fixing up, so they do some remodels, renovations, that kind of stuff. And as they're doing that, they're at different stages of their careers. They're thinking about that. They're thinking about the location of the inn, and then they're thinking about each other and their relationship and revisiting that since they've been living separately. Do they want to pursue a divorce? And so it progresses, and they're progressing and kind of evaluating their careers. And they I'm not going to give away the ending. I'm going to say it has some really great details on, they go to get divorced, and they're like, well, in a no-fault divorce, you guys can't actually do that anymore because you have to be living apart for 18 months. And while they lived apart for 7 years, they've been living in the Hummingbird Inn together for 4 months. So they're like, what are other options? And so there's that, or they'd have to move to a different state and establish residency, or they'd have to there's the option of an at-fault divorce, which would be like one of them cheated on the other, or one of them committed a felony, if somebody tampers with another person's mail, is that a felony, that kind of a felony. Okay, so and then it progresses from there. But it has some really great details. I'm just I had oh yeah, there's actual justification that goes into divorce. So I thought that was golden in its own sense. Contextual. So there we go. So that's kind of the general plot. Contextualized in terms of me and my Nathan Adrian, married in 2012. Then later the same day, second wedding, this time to my Ludovic. Still have not lived with either. For me and my weddings / marriages, first wedding, second wedding, etc., refer to the soulmate order, not the number of times I married the same person. Yeah, I got my second wedding done in the first half of 2012. Waking mode even. I thought I was intoxicated. Okay, and for those, I'm putting that in the divorce context. I'm I don't aspire to get divorced to them, right? In non-intoxicated state, in waking mode, I still eagerly await them in that paperwork. However, they have that paperwork for for a reason. But I was no, I'm no on that whole divorce thing. Even though we've lived apart, that's not. They're doing it to uphold our marriage, not for it to go a different way. All right. So more notes that I kind of wrote as I went. They had previously gone in on the Hummingbird Inn together, and it had fallen to a state of disrepair. It needs fixing up like when they had initially bought it a number of years earlier. As they work through things in relation to the career, they give the property attention as well and approach interacting with each other in some form / fashion. Yeah, so it's really about kind of making progress on a bunch of different projects and their careers, but then like in learning to treat things with care in one area, it kind of spreads to the other areas of their life as well. So anything good / ringing any bells in the fine dining category. I went to cooking school back in like 2007 or something like that in Seattle, Blue Ribbon Cooking School, and I was in a cooking club in elementary school, stuff like that, and I like food, and like a lot of people like food. Yeah, I share that with a lot of people. So anything good / ringing any bells in the fine dining category. Purple Cow milkshakes, vanilla / lavender milkshakes. I encountered these in person when I was growing up. I was born in approximately 1992, 1993. Initially, I made a variation in a cooking club I took part in when I was like 8 years old or something, like 1999 to 2001, question mark. Later, and in a non-instructed cooking context, my Aunt Annette had a birthday party featuring the Purple Cow milkshake, if I'm recalling correctly, 2000s decade. A good lavender taste in my family started with my Aunt Annette like 20 years ago. Long live the original queen of lavender in my life, my Aunt Annette. Anything else? Yeah, in insightful / unique marriage and or relationships perspective, it addresses the toxic person type that is not so much about wanting to marry a particular person, but rather see that particular person get divorced. Woke literature, man, to put that in this book so bluntly. Name of toxic character, Georgina, page 187. And then, as a general note about the book does an excellent job of incorporating basics along with a little more technical / high-level terminology and concepts. It's really, it does a few things and really kind of builds upon those few things really well. Like, instead of like introducing even more new like categories, it takes it and goes, but let's like make it robust, each of these things. So it does it very well. So those are my I'll give it a 10 out of 5 stars. I liked it. So those are notes for my July 2026 reading of Bed and Breakup by Susie Dumond.